Get myself back in here. All right, so um, we have decided to get together and do another show.
Yes.
Um, After my begging and pleading for you to come back, and you made me beg and plead to get you back. Actually, you were sweet and kind enough to say yes.
You
But
were
you told
pulling.
me about
No,
what? Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. No, you were pulling my arm. No, I'm just kidding. Like I don't want to not come on your show.
Nags me and nags me, and he tries to talk me into it. Look, we had fun the last time.
We
We could
sure
talk about a
did.
number of things that happened then, but I need to get into what's important right now. What are
Yes.
you doing in Florida, my friend?
Well, a little while ago, actually, before the pandemic, I had this idea to do retreats. And it all stemmed from my experience with times in my life that I needed help a
Yeah.
lot. And I needed help with the right people, the right type of environment, the right type of situation. And I never seemed to be able to find it. And that was something I noticed was really missing. And especially when it's dealing with narcissistic abuse.
Mm-hmm.
We've got domestic violence shelters out there, and we have different places where people can go to get help. But narcissistic abuse is a beast of its own, as you know. And so to be able to find, or to be able to think about something that I could provide for people that have been through this, whether it been, as you know, it could be somebody, it could be anybody in your life that has abused you and is on the narcissism spectrum. uh, it's a beast of its own, and healing is such an important part of this entire journey. And people need to have a place that they feel that they can go, that they can speak to other people that have been through this. Most importantly, they can sit and listen to me talk to the cows come home, but it's another thing to be able to speak to other survivors out there
Yeah.
and get
Right.
their take on things, and be able to get that added support. Plus, the major thing I've noticed, Paxton, is getting out of that immediate environment where the abuse occurred. You got to get
Okay.
out of that environment. You got to
Mm-hmm.
get away from where the abuser is, and literally have a new scenery and a change. So my biggest thing before the pandemic hit was I thought of all this and I said I can picture it. I can picture what we would be doing. I can picture the healing process that would occur, and I can, I know how important it is. And I wanted it to be affordable. I didn't want it to be something where like people are like, oh, I can't afford that, man, forget it.
Right.
So I
Right.
had all that in mind, and then the pandemic hit, as you know, and that idea sort of went on the back burner. So to be here now and to be like, this is the first one we're doing, and just to see everybody healing and crying together and laughing together and sharing
Yeah.
together, it's
Goofing
so
off together.
important. Goofing off together. Listen, like narco, we're over here, narco, and everybody's so funny. And I'll tell you what, I've known some of these ladies that are here for years. I've been working with them, but to finally see them in person, it's like, we were all like wanting to cry seeing one another. It's amazing.
Yeah, you got some love on the screen for you already. I wanted
Hello.
everybody. You see who that is there?
Yes.
Getting some love
Rubia.
already. I wanted to make sure that everyone can have a visual of what's happening over there. So I
Yeah.
hope you're ready for this because you have no idea which. You sent me some pictures. Of course, me, like normal, I'm requesting visuals because that's what my audience wants. They want a lot of visuals instead of just, they want to see exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that right now. So
Okay.
everybody just hang in there. I'm going to surprise her with which pictures I actually chose. Some of them video. There was one video in particular you sent me where someone was doing a kick.
Oh, that
Uh,
would be Miss Kim, our karate
okay,
instructor.
I
Yeah.
had to put a name to it because I was gonna like, okay, that was like a narc kick. I didn't know what that was. I was just giving it a name. She needs a shirt that says that. Teach everybody the narc kick. All right, here we go. We're gonna get in
All right,
here.
we got to see the narc kick. Here it
I'm gonna do
comes.
some things. Well, no, 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 no. No, I actually am saving that for what I told you before. I'm gonna make you a little video thing, but it won't be today. I'm saving. I have an idea for that particular video. Nobody's gonna see it yet, but I'm gonna release that hopefully in
we
a
got
couple
some
weeks.
we got some ladies in the background here checking this out. Did you guys not
Hey,
get it on your phone?
oh, there they are, right there behind you. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here we go. This is what I want. I love this kind of stuff. Here we go. Let me do this here. I'm gonna do that. This is in real time, as you all know. When you
This
come
is
to my
breakfast.
channel,
We're all having
th-
coffee,
yeah.
sitting around
All right.
outside. Yep.
So can they stick their heads in there? Because I don't see. Okay, so
Oh, is
I see a
everybody
head back. Who's
yep.
who? Who is who?
Who Okay, this is Elizabeth behind me. These are the ones that wanted to be on camera. Not everybody wants to
Okay.
be on camera
Yeah.
today.
Oh, I got
There's
three. I
Miss
got
there's
three
the
of them.
karate instructor Kim. I'm doing this and I'm not.
I know. You're doing.
And this is Tessa over here.
Hey, how you doing there, Tessa? Lady T's in the house. Okay, you got two Lady T's over there. And who else is there? One more time.
Kim is here and Elizabeth is here. I'm
Okay, which
going the
one's
wrong way.
Elizabeth? Oh wait, I know
There's
Kim's the
Elizabeth.
kicker. And
Kim's the
Elizabeth. Okay, so
kicker.
I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, now before we go on,
Yes.
let's get some narration to some of these pictures and just expound on and expand on what we're seeing here. This picture here looks like you're having a serious discussion about what to eat tonight, or how everybody was discarded or left by the narc. Which one is it?
This was early this morning. These guys were up at like 7:30 in the morning.
Why?
Okay. I
Why
was
would
like,
you
who
do
gets up at 7:30 in the morning? These guys do. So they were having coffee discussions. So I got a good picture of that.
Coffee discussion. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're the photographer for the group.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is that how that works here? We're gonna do that.
Oh,
And we're
yep.
gonna tap on
She didn't
that
want to be
there.
on, Kath. There's Kathy.
Yeah, she's on camera whether she knows it or not. So the entire globe that watches YouTube is going to see this. And what we got going on here, I don't know. Is this a standoff or is this the beginning of the kick session?
They
Because
were
later
starting
on,
to dance here. This was a picture of them starting to dance, and then we got video of that. But yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm going to be putting the videos together for you. Let's see here. And let's see, this is a serious discussion, evidently, in regards to how to get away from narcissism, obviously.
Oh, it sure is.
Is that how that works? A serious discussion happening there. And it looks like you're really, I don't know, you're putting a great deal of energy on crying and being sad over the narc here.
Right?
So it looks like 3 against 1. That's what it really looks like. So
yeah, we were trying to play a volleyball session out there, but you know.
Okay. All right.
There
There's
we
a couple
go,
of pictures of the pool,
t-shirts.
but I need to get to this one. I need to get to the merch thing here. I just got to jump in and do that real quick. And then I have some questions for them.
This is going for an hour, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. She's tortured for an hour. I'm gonna, if they want to resurface, they're more than welcome to do that as well. But I have to ask you, is this still available?
What's that?
This shirt, is it available?
All those shirts are available. Like,
okay.
All of those are on my merch. You can find it underneath all the YouTube videos. Like if you stream,
I got you covered. I told you I got you.
There it is.
I do my research.
We got it. My one of my best friends from grammar school. She had designed so much. She designed mugs and dog. Dog handkerchiefs and purses and bags, and they're all under there. All the different
Who's this? I'm just gonna keep moving you along.
God, me with pink hair. I think that was the first year I started doing the channel.
That's what I was gonna ask you. The first year you started doing your channel.
Yep.
What made you cross over from being a person that was just minding your own business, who was a narcissistic abuse survivor, to a person who is now was it over 2 million views or whatever you got? What are you doing on YouTube?
Yeah.
How did you get from where you were minding your own business, just trying to survive and get away from the narc, to being where you are right now? Now you have a retreat.
It started with me just basically saying to myself, if I could, towards the end of the relationship, I said to myself, I have so much information to share with people. And if I could share that information with just one person and help them not go through what I went through the last 20 years of my life, or to maybe even some people that are coming into, into their teenage years and recognizing something's wrong with mom or dad, something's wrong with my siblings, something's wrong with my grandparents, something's wrong with my best friend growing up. If I could get somebody's eyes to open to that was my sole sort of driven idea. And that's where it started. And then, the next thing I knew, 3 months into it, somebody said, how much could I pay you to talk to you? And I hadn't even thought about that.
Wow.
So I was like,
never crossed your mind.
No, I mean, I'd seen other people doing it, but that when I first started the channel, my sole purpose was like, oh my gosh, I actually can talk about what happened to me and no one's going to
Mhm.
stand behind me going, no, that's not the way it happened. That's not the narrative. That's not, you didn't see that. You didn't hear that. So to have like that freedom to really tell my story. And at first, when I did the channel, nobody knew I did this channel. I'm talking nobody close to me. Nobody knew I was doing this. So it felt very freeing to just
Yeah,
be like, hey, I get to tell what happened to me and not think about like Auntie Jen or someone's, somebody
yeah,
watching, because that makes you feel funny,
yeah.
at first. Now I don't care who's on, what trolls are trolling the
That
channel.
was my next question. So how do you feel now? But I think you just answered that. Now, you have been through the experience of having individuals not support you in what
Yeah.
you're doing
Oh
or
yeah.
push back. We can say haters, but push back. We can say
Yeah.
trolls, but really just people who weren't supporting you. Now, many
Yeah.
people who are going through this, trying to recover, they walk that same journey of not having support. What advice do you give someone that's going through that struggle?
I would say just, find support out there, such as these channels. Find the free help. The channel, my YouTube channel, uh, my Instagram, where I try to put up encouraging memes or memes to get people to think about this stuff. You got to find people out there that are talking about this stuff and stick with them. And you're going to find, like like today, everybody's that's here today said we wouldn't have found one another had it not been for the channel and trying to seek out some support and people that are going to listen. And the naysayers, if people aren't listening to you about what happened to you, you got to stop talking to those people. You absolutely just stop sharing anything with them. They don't understand it. I mean, we've got therapists out there, we have psychologists out there that have no idea what this narcissism stuff is all about. And I truly believe if you haven't been through narcissistic abuse personally yourself, you could not possibly coach this to somebody
Mhm.
else. It's just there's too many layers to this. um
Okay.
yeah.
Since you're speaking from experience, not just living that life, moving yourself away from that life, but also you speak from experience because you put yourself out there to try to help others.
Yeah.
Highly commendable, and to be persistent to do that. But right now, you went a big step further, a lot of commitment into starting a retreat. And it's not a retreat that other people, you weren't making one to compete with others or do. You have a retreat that's tailor made for the people that you deal with, that
Yes.
actually want to pull back the layers of abuse and find themselves again.
Yes,
Do-
absolutely. And
I'm
yeah,
I'm going to ask you something now.
yeah.
Of course, I told you before we started, and doing this with me, I've always got surprises. I've always got surprises. That's what I do. It's live, free TV. All right. So, question: you have ladies with you there. If you had to take one word to describe each one of them, how many ladies do you have there with you? Three, four,
There's six of us here
six of them.
today.
Okay.
Hmm.
Just randomly. You don't have to say their names, but just
Hmm.
pull up some words that describe. If you come up with six, that's awesome. But don't say their names because that way you guys can fight later when the show's over. But
Who
it could be
was
like mom
the?
talking about your children. Well, which one am I, mom? No. Okay, so just describe
Oh,
the words of the
okay,
women that are in that room and in that space with you there in Florida, which is a pretty
okay.
nice place, by the way. Of course, I've seen the pictures and everything.
Yes,
But
yeah,
but just
yeah.
describe them one word to describe each one of those six ladies as best you can.
Okay, one of them, feisty, a
Okay, now wait, forget it now. Now I want to
spitfire.
know which one is that one. No, just kidding. No, just joking.
I
Don't do it.
think you
Don't
can
do
make
it.
a guess based on the way we were talking
No.
karate kicks.
Well, the video was okay. So feisty is one word. Go ahead.
Feisty, um, strong,
Okay.
uh, brave,
Okay.
uh, willing,
Okay.
devoted,
Okay.
faithful. There's a few of them. There's actually everybody here very faithful people.
Okay.
Um, uh, People that honor their commitments. People that, and like I said, these women I've been working with some of them for years. So the most amazing thing is watching where they were to watching where they are now. And
Wow.
and you know, as we know, there's stages of this narcissistic
Hmm.
abuse, healing from narcissistic. There's so many stages. So uh yeah, this is for me, it personally brings like tears of joy to my eyes to watch to remember that very first
Yeah.
session we did, and then to see them now.
Yeah.
That is another reason why I keep doing this, you know.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
you've said some really amazing things there. It's not a total of six. Anything else you want to add before I move on to the next thing, which is where I ask each one of them to come
Oh,
in with a
funny. They're all
with some
funny.
foam and beat you. Well, go ahead.
Oh
Huh?
my gosh. No, they're all hilarious too. That's another thing going on in this house the
Wait,
last
that's because
few
they're
days.
free from abuse. You know,
Yes.
no, I just had somebody tell me that a couple of days ago, and
Yes.
I told him we were doing a pre-show interview, and I said, you know, you're a very funny person, and she says, because I'm not with that guy that was abusing me anymore. He always
Yes.
told me I wasn't funny.
Also, even if like let's say you just left, maybe you were still in a situation when you left the house and you got here, there's something that happens when all of us get together in terms of like inspiring each other or getting each other to laugh, and being all sort of encouraging one another, you know, no matter what stage any of us in this house may be in, you know, or maybe some personal demons we're all still battling, you know, to
Yeah.
be able to come and talk about that stuff, it's so important. You know, like I said, some of these women I've known for a really long time, and there are going to be stages you go through for, you know, and no person is the same. There's not
No.
like, you know,
Yeah.
one program out there that it's going to work for people and one that does, you know, everybody's different. But
Since that's the case and everybody's different,
mm,
okay. If you had to say, and as I often say in these shows, and I do this as a reminder since we just got to YouTube since November, I try to remind everyone the people that are watching here on YouTube that have connected with us are just beginning their journey. So they're trying to put words to the emotions they feel and
yeah,
the, you know, cognitive, I just lost my tongue, to the
cognitive
word
dissonance.
salad, thank you, and
Yeah,
to everything that's happening to them. So do
yeah.
me a favor, if you had to just take a few words to describe which stage is which or what stages are what, so somebody can kind of wrap their brain around
Yeah,
that, some guy or woman can wrap their
yeah.
brain around, what are the
I would.
stages that you can just briefly say?
So when you've recognized that you're with a narcissist, and I actually came up with this last year when I put together some groups online. Uh, the very first stage is like basically what in the hell has just happened to me? That's what I call it. What the heck was this? What is going on? And this is a stage where like people are ready to start thinking about getting out, but they have no idea how to do it. They don't know resources available to them. They don't have much of a support system at home, or the narcissist has got such a grip on the person that they even thought of getting out. They're like, no, 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 let me just go back to where I know. And so this is a very confusing stage that most survivors will go through, and then
Mm-hmm.
prepare yourself for that. There's going to be a day you
Mm-hmm.
feel strong. I think I can get out today. And then the next day it's like, no, I can't do this, because you're so beaten down. You're so depressed. You're so anxious, and all these things are going on. And you just feel like, okay, I don't. And so it's a back, you're actually fighting with yourself in this very first stage. It's a back and forth fight or flight with yourself almost. And then I would describe the very next stage is, okay, I'm now having ruminating thoughts. I got out, but this is some of the hardest work I've ever had to go through. You're having withdrawals. You know, you got to remember, being involved with a narcissist is being on heroin. It's being on serious drugs.
Wow. Okay, take a moment. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's like being on heroin.
Yep. They say heroin is like, you do that drug once, you could be hooked
You're
for
done. Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
You're done for. I've always heard that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say narcissistic abuse is, it is being on a drug. You get the highs and lows continuously. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're coming out from that abuser and you're getting away, you're going to have serious withdrawals. It's going to be some of the hardest work you've ever had to do. You're going to have to change your number. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to think about blocking them. You're going to have to think about whatever it is you can do to God, get me out of this
Mm-hmm.
stage.
Wow.
And
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people during this time, as we know, they'll go back.
Yeah.
they'll go back because the narcissist will still get a hold of them. And this is why everybody in this community, you won't go on one channel in the narcissism community and find somebody saying, don't go no contact. Everybody says you have to go no contact. So that's just,
Everybody,
you know what I
everybody
mean?
says. I found that out a couple of years ago when we got started, and I was going like, well, I would interview people and say, are you sure that like Paxton, you this one you don't fight on.
Yeah.
You can try to maneuver a lot of different things when you're dealing with a narcissist. Maybe everybody's different,
Yeah.
but the bottom line is, at some moment, it becomes clear: pack your stuff, or if
Yep.
they've packed theirs,
Yeah. Yes. And
consider it a blessing.
even people like me that got fed up and were like, you're out of here. I've had enough. I'm not going to there's not going to be one more round that I will let you do this to me. You aren't going to get one more opportunity to hurt me ever again. When you get to that place, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be an uphill battle in this stage of ruminating thoughts, because what happens during the second stage, uh, obviously, like if we want to really say, the very first stage is obviously you're with a narcissist, but I do the stages of healing. This is what I call the
Yeah,
stages of healing.
right.
And I mean, when these ruminating thoughts are happening, it's like you're trying to now, when you finally get away from that abuser or
Mhm.
abusers, plural, when you finally decided to kick a lot of them out of your life, usually it starts with one, and then people find they're doing this with a
Yeah,
lot more, and
yeah.
they're like, hey, you stink too. You know what I mean? Like, you're out of here. And it's just what happens. And then during that time where you're trying to figure this out, you're processing what in the heck just happened to you. You
Mm.
you're trying to process, and this is the time when not only do you have ruminating thoughts, but at this point you're trying to make you can't even believe some of the stuff you've buried, and it'll start coming up. You'll
Start
remember the time they left you in the
start popping up, right?
yeah, I mean, you'll remember the time they left you in the parking lot, no ride, no cell phone. You'll remember the time things that like were so traumatic, or walking in on them when they were with someone else. I mean,
Mhm.
you bury so much stuff, and then this is the stage where it's starting to really come up, right?
So if I may ask, so the manipulation tactics or intimidation that they used on a person, even when they leave the narc, that stuff starts resurfacing. It starts
Yes.
it starts coming back.
Yes.
I'm just curious, in that stage or when those things happen, you're the expert. I'm just a guy with a microphone. If when those things start happening,
Mm,
does guilt and shame start to take over? Or a person starts to go like, "How did I miss that?" Does it?
yep.
Can a person
Major.
start beating themselves up to the point that now, instead of making progress, they just want to bury their head under the covers all day?
You have no idea. I'm up to now over 3,000 people I've done sessions with in 4 years. And how often, how
Mhm.
much every week I hear, I hate myself
Wow.
for allowing this, or I hate
Yeah.
myself for not knowing, or I hate myself that I still love him or her. I still
I've
love
heard
them.
that. Yeah, I've heard somebody say
Yes.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
And so people are constantly shaming themselves, constantly, uh, wondering what was wrong with me that I allowed this, not recognizing it's not. It's the question isn't what's wrong with me. The question is, why are we allowing people to abuse
Yeah.
people? Why
Yeah.
are why are people watching an abuser go on and not do anything about it? Why are people allowed to abuse in the begin with?
Yeah. What's interesting is that person, once they're removed from it, now we go back to your no contact aspect. We could get into more stages, everybody, but that's not going to happen now because I have a lot more things to share with my friend here. But a person that moves away from the abuse and has time away from the abuse, and everybody's time is different, whatever it may be. But I need you to speak to this. A person should not feel guilty for trying to protect themselves emotionally and
100.
have a healthy space. But it can happen though, right? Is what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, this understand that that's normal. The blaming
Mhm.
yourself, the guilt, the shame that goes along with it. And a lot of times we did things as reacting to the abuse
Yes.
that we're mortified by.
Weren't a part of that person's character.
Right.
It wasn't something that their life uh their life purpose is to act out in a certain way. But it
Right.
happened. And now
Yes.
that's piled on with the abuse. Now I'm
Yes.
gonna here we go. Here's a word. Self-worth. that phrase self-worth. Can you address that for those who are narcissistic abuse prey, technically victims, and how they can gain or regain, move toward recovery and healing to regain their self-worth?
Yes. Well, this is actually going right into the very third stage I actually call of narcissistic abuse and getting and recovering from narcissistic abuse is now it's I called it in my group the narc was poo. What about you?
I thought you were going to do the baloney one,
That's
but
what I
go
called
ahead.
it. But
Okay,
like
go.
this is the stage where people are like, okay, I've had enough about the narc. I've had enough about this. Every time I catch myself thinking about the narc and what the narc did and why the narc did it and where's the narc now and who's narc with and what,
Social media and this or
yeah,
that. What's going right?
you got to stop and exactly that word, get to that word, self-worth. You got to look at yourself. Okay, that was yes, that was then, this is now. What can
Yeah,
I do now to better
yeah,
my life? Like it's got to
mm,
now, you have to shift that focus onto you and say, no, I'm not thinking about him or her anymore. I'm thinking about what am I doing to get to
yeah,
where I want to go now and to
yeah,
heal or to even get through this week or this day. But it's got to come. Enough about the narc at this point.
yeah,
Enough
yeah.
about the narc. We know what the narc. You know, part of my screw the narc. Like it's like that's enough. You
I
know what
know.
I
I've
mean?
seen. I've seen your channel. So, you're like, I'm done talking about the narc. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. There comes a point when you actually are gonna regain that self worth is when you are gonna say to yourself, uh, "I am worth it. I am worth a beautiful, happy life,
Yeah.
and I deserve to have that." And shame on them for trying to take that away from me. Now, but now I have the ball is in my court
Yeah.
fully 100% to do whatever it is I really want to do now in life. And see where a lot of people I believe get really stuck is they keep focusing on the narcissist. So at this very last stage I think this is where people finally are like, all right, I'm fed up now, no more narc. It's time to get over that, get over myself, and start to really like uh almost start to do the boot camp within, um
Yeah.
yeah, on all levels, like, and look, it's some people I think would watch this and say, well, that's easier said than done, and yeah, are you still going to have bad days? 100,
Yeah.
absolutely, you're going to have
You're gonna have
days.
crying days. You have ugly crying days. You're gonna
Yeah,
have bad hair days. You're gonna have a really, really painful day. All those days you're saying are on the way. They will happen. They'll
yeah,
decrease over time. Is that what you're kind of saying?
they're not only going to decrease over time, and I want everyone to really hear me out on this. How you feel today about whatever stage of the situation is not how you're going to feel tomorrow, not how you're going to feel next week, not how you're going to feel in 6 months and in 2 years from now. It keeps getting better and better and better. And when those moments come, they're fleeting. It's
Mm-hmm.
fewer and far between, and it's okay. Now I know what to do when this kind of gloomy day comes over me. I know what I need to do
Mm-hmm.
now. I need to
Yeah.
fight. I need to
Yeah.
fight. I need to
Yeah.
fight back in my spirit and get up and fight this day. Go to the gym, even though I don't want to go to the gym. I
Yeah.
gotta, even though I don't want to go to class,
Yeah.
even though I don't want to, it's a fight for yourself, you
Yeah.
know.
When you find yourself in a situation where you're listening to someone and they're at one of these given stages, at let's say at the beginning of some of these stages, at the beginning of their journey, if you had to say a few words to them and they're listening right now,
Mhm.
and you want to say a few words for them so that they will either reach out to you, watch your channel, or anything like, what would you say to them right now? And they're at the beginning of their stages right now.
I would say don't ever underestimate or take this information for granted. When you get out, it's not if you get out. It's when you get out. Your life at that point starts to absolutely get blessed. You're going to get
Wow.
blessings coming in left
Wow.
and right. Why? Because you just got a negative. I
Yeah.
call it demonic.
Dude, I was gonna
This
say, I was waiting for
anchor.
you to say that. Yeah. You
Yeah,
just
this
got that
this
demon out your life.
you've got the demon out, and so you can't possibly look for actually have blessings in your life when you've got somebody that is taking away your blessings, blinding your blessings. You
Yeah.
can't possibly have any of that come into your life when you got a bad person in your life that you're dealing with, because they're bringing on
Yeah.
their bad energy to you, and you're not so it's not. You will get blessings in your life. Your life's going to change for the better. It will. And that's something I can actually promise everybody. People have this misconception, well, what if I get out and I don't ever find a partner again? Or what if I find I jump
Yeah.
right back into another one? Or what if, because the narcissist has made them think like, you're never going to do better without me. No one's ever going to love you as much as I
Yeah.
do. You're not going to succeed. You're, pound, pound, pound is what they're doing the whole time.
Hmm.
But it's like, there is no, I haven't seen one person, I can honestly say this, that I've worked with, that I haven't checked in with years later, that isn't in a better place. I don't know one
Yeah.
person. Now, did some of them have some unfortunate things happen after, and so on and so forth? Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to watch your boundaries, watch who you allow in your life at this point.
Yeah.
Watch who you actually have in your life. Maybe you do need to get rid of some other people.
Yeah.
All of that comes with it, but your boundaries are going to be that much stronger. So when someone kind of comes on in, you can sniff them the minute they come in the room. You're like, there's an
Yeah.
arc, get out of here. I mean, you get better and better at that. Yeah.
Speaking of boundaries, describe for, well, describe in your mind what are healthy boundaries.
Well, this was my last, I think, really hard lesson I learned through this whole journey. um I
No,
would
no,
say,
not you, not you, Trace, not you.
because, and I'm going to tell you why.
That's what I want
Good,
to know. Why? Why
good,
was it?
good. I think of it like this: when you really have a passion to help anyone and everyone you see, and even though you could look at someone and say, wow, that's a self-destructive person right there, like they don't want help. Compassionate, empathic people, we want to believe that everybody wants to change if they're saying they want to change, and everybody is thinks the way we do, and has the same kind of heart we do, and all this.
Gonna respond the same way. If somebody showed them love, they're gonna turn, gonna love back, or be
Yeah,
loving and share that love or whatever. Grow.
or if you're going to share something very private or personal because you actually felt like you found somebody that you connect to, that would understand, and that you could share your past with, because you think to yourself, well, if they can see how much I've changed in 10 years, that would might give them encouragement to want
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
change, and these kinds of things. But what I realized is, you know you gotta really guard your heart. In that's a healthy boundary, is to guard your heart.
Hmm.
uh, get to really know somebody, because people wear masks, and they wear them for a long time, and you don't want to get too friendly with somebody where they're gonna try to twist something you said, or
Yeah. Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
you got to really be careful out there. And to me, a healthy boundary is the word no, is sticking up for yourself when the time comes, is to not let somebody makes these statements that are misogynistic or rude, or and think that you're just going to be,
Passive aggressive behavior.
yeah, and think that I'm just going to sit back and not say anything about it, or call you out on it. Or boundaries is knowing your worth, and not allowing
Yeah.
anyone to say who you are or what you are, and not being afraid to let people go out of your life, even if you really care for them. You, you know um you have to have standards for yourself at this point,
Yeah.
and know what those are. And if people don't have or share the same standards as you, well, that's okay, but they're not for you. They're not your
Yeah.
people. Those
Yeah.
aren't your people, you
Yeah.
know?
And so the ladies that you're with there, they
Yep.
have standards. They continue to increase
They
on their
sure do.
standards. They hold firm to their standards. They're fortifying their standards. You've had an impact on them. What is it about all of you together? If you've had to say three
Hmm.
words that describe all of you together, if somebody's just meeting you, or let's say all of you go out tonight, and or the time that you're there, and of course you guys are probably all just going to go miniature golf. But you're all of you
Well,
together.
we're in
All of you
Orlando.
together,
Yeah,
though.
that's what you do over here.
So, so, so I'm not. Hey, I'm not. You guys, be careful now. But what I was going to say is, all of you together. 3 words that describe the group of you. 3 words that
Okay.
describe the group of you all together. Not the havoc that you can bring, but the 3 of you. Rather, the
Oh
3 words
yeah.
that describe all of you together. Of course, all of you love to dance and music, but we're not going to
Int-
talk about that.
um,
Go ahead.
I will come out and say intelligent. We're our knowledge. It's the knowledge. We have knowledge we didn't have even some of us a year ago, and that we to have collective knowledge together. It's so. The next word I'd say is powerful.
Okay.
Powerful group in this house right now. It's like it's something you can feel. The walls are like zzz.
That's because you guys got that music up too
Well,
doggone loud. Turn that music down.
we had some yeah, we had the Bluetooth going on in here. We had a dance party last night.
Okay.
We and we're unstoppable.
Knowledge and power. Go
And
ahead.
now we are absolutely unstoppable. Each one of
Is
these
wait,
women,
is that the third
that's the
word or no?
third word,
Okay.
and it's
So
unstoppable.
knowledge, power, and unstoppable.
Yep,
Sounds like a
because I
t-shirt
would,
to me.
doesn't it? I mean, but those are 3 words that came to mind when you just asked
Okay.
me that, because the
Yeah.
unstoppable is everybody here. They're they're not going to get. A good friend of mine said this to me the other day. He said, Trace, you can't get knocked down.
No pushovers, right? No pushover.
He goes, you just keep getting back up. You don't get knocked down. And I thought that was a cool thing to hear. That was like the first person to ever
Yeah.
say that to me.
Yeah.
So him saying that to me, I was like, yeah, you know what? That's right.
I would love to be a fly on the room when that happened to you, because just your facial expression right now, I wish I could take a picture
I
of
was
that.
like, hell yeah.
Why is that important to you and for your friends and for those who are narcissistic abuse survivors and thrivers? Why is it important to not be a pushover and to, well, people recognize you're the wrong person to try to take advantage of?
Mm-hmm. Because I think having been that people mistake kindness for weakness all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that, like, I think I've always known this about myself, but through the years you forget, like, oh, hey, I'm still really kind. I'm still really caring. I'm still very loving, but you're not going to pull one over me. You're not going to double cross me. You're not going to abuse me and expect that, like, I'll just be here the next day, like, hey, it's okay, do it again, but it took years of that. And listen, I want to reiterate, these people, these narcissists are extremely good at what they do. I mean, we should give them awards for their manipulation tactics, because a lot of people get involved. They're blaming themselves. And a lot of these therapists are going, hey, what happened to you in your childhood for you to allow this? And what people don't realize is narcissists will target anybody. They will target the smartest person in the room. And that person to them is a challenge, because, hey, if I can get her fooled, I could fool anybody. So that's they're very good at
That's
this.
crazy, right? That is absolutely just pathetically, instead of pursuing peace, they'd rather cause havoc and create chaos and confusion.
Yes, all the time, 24/7. If you ever lived with a narcissist, you can watch this happen. Like, they can only stand peace and harmony and tranquility for like it'll be like 2 weeks or a month, and they got to create some kind of noise around them, some kind of chaos, some kind of drama, because they can't they got to be the center of attention 24/7. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, constant.
If we could, we've actually talked 42 minutes.
Oh wow,
42 minutes.
we can
Now
talk.
we're almost near the end of the show, which means that's bad news for you, because that's when my surprises come out. So
Oh no.
before I do that, hold on a second. I got to grab my chair, because oh man, got to sit down. Oh man, got to sit down.
Oh man's legs got a seat.
Okay, now I hope you're ready for this. I've got a few requests, but my main request is: are the ladies still there somewhere? Because
Oh
they
yeah,
can chime.
they're I think
I've
they're
got some.
outside watching this.
Okay. Okay. If you guys are watching this, I mean, ladies, if you're watching this, feel free to come in, because I'm going to put something up on the screen in a little bit, and I'm going to ask your opinion on it. and so feel free to do so.
Yeah,
I'm going to torture you with something. So I'm going to give them some time because I'm going to put something up here that I have to ask you about. Everybody's there. I'm going to get over here and do something. Just give me a second. And I'm going to give them some time to come in, and we're going to go over here to the Instagram page of my dear friend here, traceface_it. And I'm going to click on something here. We're going to go right here. Do this here. Everybody get. You guys look like you all look like you just got caught by the police. It just, they're all going like, what did we do? Who is that in the middle again? Is that Michelle or something? What is it? You guys can, ladies can talk. Okay, don't be afraid. I can't hear anybody. I hear nothing. So, is everybody there? Hello? Here. Oh, I know what it is. You have your headphones in, huh? Yeah, you can unplug it. You did? I hear nobody. Is the microphone? Oh, I know what it is. If you go to the settings there, you have to change it. Do you see the settings wheel there? And change it to the laptop internal doohickey. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, but everybody would have to speak. That way I know it's working. Dun 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 dun. If not, we got to pass the headphones around. This is awesome. This is cool. Everybody's looking at the computer. Hello. So what you got? Everybody's going like, what's going on? Okay, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can everybody wave if you can hear me? Can everybody hear me now? Can somebody hear me? Okay, I can't hear you. This is cool. So, if you go to the settings, can you hear me? Nod your head or wave at me if you can hear me. Okay, so you're going to go to the settings there, and it will go to the audio section, and the audio section will let you know what's what. And while everybody's doing that, just go ahead and talk to me when you can. I am going to go over here, and I'm going to do something else. Dun, 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 dun. To do that. Okay, so right now, we're going to leave that up there like that. We're going to go back over here and here. Okay, so now you can't get anything, right? So this is what we're going to do. If you went to the settings wheel, and we got to make sure you're not muted. Your microphone is on. It's not muted. The little microphone you got next to you, the little blue thing. We're all good. So you have to make sure that if you're in the audio section, this is happening in real time, people. There you go. I can hear you now. Whoa, we had you for a second and then it went away. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, you have to, okay. So in the audio section, if you go to where you were there, it'll say camera. Oh, there you are. You got to keep talking though.
My God.
There you go.
I'm so smart, everyone. Come find me for coaching.
No. You're excellent. You're excellent. Hey, listen, I do live shows for a reason because everybody else is chicken to do this kind of stuff. I'm not afraid of this. Look at what I got. See? Look at what I got. Now, what I want to say is when people watch this back, okay, everybody knows this. If you come to my channel, Narc Abuse TV Network, my daughters and I put this together. We don't edit and make this like one smooth show. We don't do that because people have real life problems. So we want to have a real life discussion.
It's true.
And so you ladies volunteering to be here and let me torture you, have a discussion with you. I really appreciate. They're looking kind of nervous. Look, you can't see them, Trace, but they look kind of nervous. Going like, what did we say yes for? All right. So I have a question. Now, for me, I'm going from left to right. For you, it's right to left. But we know who the kickboxer is, from the video I saw. But I want to start with the cool person with the Elvis glasses. We want to start there first. Yeah. Obviously, the humble person amongst all of you. So, if you had to, we're going to do this for a little bit, and then I got some things we're going to get to, and then we're going to end the show. I want to thank everybody. I'm going to look at all my monitors all over the place here. We've gone 49 minutes. That took like 6-7 minutes where we had no sound and they were stuck with me. Nobody watches these shows for me. They come for the guests. Now you got 4. I don't want to hear you people complain. This is free TV on the internet. It's going all over the globe. Okay. So here we go. Questions for everybody here. We're going to start with the beautiful lady in the middle. Is it Michelle or did I say it wrong? I forgot.
It's me? Tessa?
Yes.
No, I'm Tessa.
Like I said, it had
Michelle's
nothing
my
to do with
middle
the
name.
M, did it? I'm sorry. Tessa, is it?
Tessa, yeah.
Okay. So Tessa. Tessa, I have a question. If you had to describe the person to your right with one word, what word would you use? Don't get intimidated by looking at her, but just one word, just off the top of your head.
Awesome.
That's messed up. You're kind of taking too long there, girl. You scared me for a second.
Awesome.
I know she warned you guys this is a family show. I want to appreciate all of you for filtering your comments. So
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, so
Yes.
we're gonna say if you had to describe the person to your left, what word would you use to describe her?
Genuine.
Wow. So you have awesome and genuine on your sides.
Mm-hmm.
What words would you two ladies use to describe Tessa?
Strong.
She's real.
Ooh,
She's real.
and strong and real. Wow.
She's very real.
That's amazing. Now, Trace, you said a number of words describing people in the house with you there, but you didn't say anyone's name. And so that way you guys can fight about that later and see, when you watch this back, say, well, who are you talking about here? And if she says the wrong thing, I encourage you to use a pillow to correct your thinking. So you use a
Pillow
pillow. Okay,
fight.
all right. Now, I'm going to do something here. All of you are here, and I've been saving this for different people. I've used it a few times. But now that I have 4 of you, I'm going to put something up on the screen. People won't be able to see us, but here we go. I want you to comment on what you see and, well, just give some encouragement to the viewers. And again, most of our viewers, the majority of them, are just beginning their journey. So don't go too high tech on the terms. You may confuse them. But here we go. And Trace, I want you to go last. So
Okay.
I want you to be the person who sums everything up. But here we go. There are 5 things you're going to see on this screen. Feel free to talk about them, whether it's related to you, your family, your boss or whatever. Here we go. Get this other thing out of the way here.
Toxic family members.
Just kick it around. But what do you think? Words of advice for individuals experiencing these type of situations. Anybody jump in there.
They seem to always need you to come to their rescue. And I've done that. I've been hoovered several times, and it's always, hey, I need some help because I'm going to this class. I'll pay you back. Then I won't hear from them for months. Hey, I threw my car keys away. Kia wants to charge me $200. No, cut it off, because you're actually just opening up a window and money's just flying out the window.
Wow. Okay, so
Don't do it.
Was it hard to cut it off though?
Yes, because the empath in me, I feel guilty. I always thought, God does, say to help people, even though he's done terrible things to me. But God also doesn't want us to be stupid. He doesn't want us to be, taken advantage of. And that's exactly what a lot of them do. They're going to take advantage of as long as you allow them.
Yeah. It's
But it's a waste of time and a waste of cash. I would rather give it to a homeless shelter or just Tracy, somebody that's doing good in this world.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You know, people struggle with that. I mean, I can say that we've only had this channel here,
Mhm.
not
It's
say
very hard.
YouTube, but we've had it for a couple of years, and every story that I'm hearing is that's very hard
It is.
because they know exactly what buttons to push to take from you.
Yeah, and
Is the
they're gonna
stories I'm
talk
hearing.
you up. You're so beautiful. I love you, baby. I miss you. You know,
Yeah.
they're gonna make you feel like the only woman in the world.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm speaking from my viewpoint. It was with a man,
Hmm.
but I mean, they are gonna tell you everything that they want you to hear to
Yeah.
make you feel good. So, oh, well, maybe he was busy for the last 2 months. That's why he wasn't able to. No,
He
he's
didn't call
busy
you.
with
He didn't
other
text you.
women. He's busy lying, cheating. I mean,
Yeah.
you're on the
Yeah.
shelf. Don't
Yeah.
be, tell him, take me off the list, bro.
Take me.
Take me
Wait.
out of the
Sorry, that's a
rotation.
shirt. Take me off the. That should be a book. You should write a book and call it that. Take me off the list, bro. Just
Yeah.
totally take me off the list. Okay, I'm gonna put it up again, and somebody feel free to jump in and pick one that you would like to talk about, or the same one. But here it is again for the viewers. This is what we're discussing right now. Uh, it not necessarily has to be about family members, just toxic people. You can just put toxic people if you want to. Any one of those that anybody wants to discuss.
We were just talking about this, was it earlier today or last night? But they do always seem to criticize you, and you can never do anything right. Everything you do is always wrong. The bar keeps getting set higher and higher and higher.
Wow.
Yep.
It's a very horrible feeling that
Yes.
takes away your self-esteem and your sense of self-worth and leaves you a shell of yourself. And it's a pretty terrible feeling.
I want to do something here. Two things. One is, please tell me your name.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, I now have to ask you this. What you've just described is a common theme that we've talked about on our shows, especially when we're doing the live shows. We don't come up with the content. It's our guests that come on. So some guests have said the same thing you've just mentioned. I just have to ask what I've never asked anybody that talked about this. I'm going to ask you this, Elizabeth. What was it like for you emotionally to have somebody always moving the goalpost, changing the standards, that they say one thing and it's like then you do something as they've requested and it's still not good enough? What did that emotionally make you feel like as a woman?
It made me feel terrible about myself. And when I left, I was just a shell of myself. And actually, he left me, but when he left me it was my husband, when he left me for the woman that he cheated on me with, I was just a shell of myself, and my family was so happy because they felt like they got their daughter back, and now they're happy because they got me back. But
Wow.
it makes you feel like you're crazy and like you're losing your mind and that something's wrong with you. And there was a point in time when I actually looked into checking myself into a mental health treatment center because I truly couldn't take anymore. I was having panic attacks all the time. I was very, I didn't have color in my skin anymore. I lost a ton of weight. It was a horrifying experience, but God freed me of that, and God brought his darkness to light. And there is hope, and our hope is through Christ, and God can free you of these things. And it just takes time and prayer and for forgiving people. We were also talking about this today, but you have to get to the point where you don't hate them anymore. You have to get to the point where you can pray for them. And once you can pray for them, it will make you free and set you free. And those are my words of advice.
Yeah.
Therapy. Yeah.
Powerful.
A lot of therapy, a lot of self-work, and time and prayer.
Yeah. You've given some really good advice. That's what we like to hear, a lot of advice. Someone will need to hear this and they will make comments about it, about the show. But I really need, if anybody is listening to this, I need you to make the effort. If it works for you, reach out to Tracy. Reach out to these individuals who may give you a measure of support and direction so you can recognize your value, that you have it, you're worthy, you are enough, and that you are lovable. And that the person that doesn't appreciate you is the person that is causing you problems. Because I guarantee you this, there are people that will appreciate you. That's what I'm finding out by having all these shows. Everyone is saying, similar to what you said earlier, Trace, once they get removed from that situation, things go up from there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Amen.
kickboxer, don't think you're getting away with this. Listen, Elizabeth, that was absolutely beautiful. You need to watch this back, and you got to find a way to turn all of that into multiple postings, because that was really beautiful. And Tess, that was really good. But I'm sorry, I called you Tess, but is it Tess or Tessa?
It does, either one. They're interchangeable with my family.
Okay, because I don't want you to cut me off, because I know it does.
No,
Like, if you
no,
cut
you're
people off,
fine.
they're not okay. Okay, I'll just make sure I'm good. You see that, Trace? I don't want to get in trouble. So,
No.
okay, one more time here. Take a look at this. Excuse me, for you. Take a look at this. Okay, I'm just going to call you KB for kickboxer. Okay, so KB, just go ahead and take a look at this. Any one of those you want to pick, and then we're going to slide over to Trace, and then we're going to be nearing the end of the show.
I think come to their rescue.
What was that?
You're always coming to their rescue.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
They only want you for that. Period.
Please wait. Time out. I do that a lot on this show. Time out. Please repeat that nice and slow for the people in the back row. Please say it again. They
always want you to come to their rescue. They never give back.
Never.
Never. They promise you. They make many promises.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you'll do something, and it never happens. I mean, they'll never pay you back. You know, if they borrow money from you, or you do anything, they'll never do anything, no matter how small it is. They take and take and take until there's nothing else to take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's, yeah.
I was just gonna say, and there are a lot of young ladies that watch these shows. Our shows,
Yes.
at least 85% of the audience to 90%, close to 90%, are females.
Yes.
What we have found is, since we got to YouTube, the majority of them are between the ages of 16 and 35.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just take a moment and please I want you to really absorb that. And now, what do you need to say from your heart to these women that are between these young girls? I mean, 16, that's younger than my two daughters. 16 to 35, what advice would you give to them?
All of us, or just,
Hey,
I say,
Go
get
right
back
ahead.
to yourself. Take back your life. Think about yourself first. Put yourself first. God is first. Put yourself first. If you're planning on, if you like somebody or whatever, take care of yourself first. Get yourself okay.
Yeah.
First, so you can make the right decisions. Because they're out there. I mean, they're
100%.
yes,
Finding time to spend time
Yeah.
with yourself
yes,
and people who take care of themselves.
yes.
Also,
I'll throw that phrase out. Go ahead, Tracy.
Also, if I could tell young people this that I wish I knew, everybody should be alone for a period of time in their life.
Yes.
And look, my young self, I thought the value of my worth depended on if I had someone. It's like, and now that I realize I'm happier, I was happier in my life not having anyone. I wish that I'd known that in my 20s, because I wouldn't have been so focused and hell bent on having a partner, even if the partner was as crummy as can be.
Don't accept the crumb.
Yeah.
Don't accept that.
Don't devalue yourself, and don't devalue your standards that you have. A lot of people know who they are in their 20s, but they get with the wrong crowds, and then they allow that pressure to change them into somebody they're not. And so I would say, understand at a young age, or whatever, to 35, man, I wish I had known how much fun I was having being alone.
Yeah.
And now it's to the point where, like, you're going to have to be pretty amazing for me to think about getting rid of that being alone thing.
You like you like riding life by itself right now. They got to be pretty good to want to have them join you,
to be match you.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I got something to say too.
Go right ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Let me get a clarification on the name here. I'm sorry. In the green, what is it?
Oh,
Kim.
Kim. I know you told me, but you guys understand I'm older than probably all
That's
of
okay.
you. I'm a senior
I'm not
citizen.
good at names.
I
either.
forget. Yes, all of you are 18, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
But anyhow, go ahead. You were gonna say,
Well,
Tess.
to the younger people, I can tell you, You know, don't waste your time, because before you know, you might be 16, 17, 25, 30 today, but then you're going to stick in this situation, and you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be in your 40s, your 50s, and you're going to waste all of your good years on a son of a gun that doesn't give a crap about you, that doesn't care about you, that is never going to pour into you like you pour into them. And you just might miss out on the love of your life, wasting time on somebody that is fake, that is not going to appreciate you. And you're going to wake up one day and look back on your life and wish you would have woke up. You're going to wish that you didn't waste all the time on somebody like that, because some of these relationships can go on for a long time. And get a positive mentor.
Yes.
Don't
You
ignore
mean
the
that,
red
you mean
flags.
that lady right there you
Don't
just pushed
ignore
off
the
screen? That lady, just okay. Wait. So I'm going to ask this question then. Now that you brought that up, Tess, you said that was all beautiful. Everyone, Elizabeth, Tess, Kim, all beautiful. Trace, the words you've said, but I'm going to ask you. This is not planned, of course. You said the F word, fake. Okay.
Yes.
You said no fake, and I want everyone, all of you, to try to give people an idea of what it means when you say fake. They're fake.
Let me jump
Go
in
ahead.
real quick, because
Go
it's
ahead, Trey.
right on. It's fresh in my mind. I was just
Yes.
talking about this earlier. They are in. It's going to happen in time. They're going to pull a stunt that is
Okay.
completely out of anything you watched.
Amateur.
Yeah, and it's their words don't match their actions.
Never.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
And when it happens, you're gonna say there they are, like there he is, and there it is. I call it like a defining moment, of somebody's character,
Okay.
and it will happen, and don't ignore
And
it.
it will catch your attention.
Wait. Don't ignore it. Go ahead. What? It'll catch your attention. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll go.
Okay. You know, some people will ignore it, right? You do know that, right?
Yes.
We all did. That's how
We
we
all
have
did.
hair right now.
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying anything in particular. I'm just saying.
Because when they want something, they won't be fake anymore. I mean, maybe it is fake, but you won't catch on to it. I didn't.
People that are fake don't have an identity.
Yes.
They're chameleons. They don't have a person. They don't have an actual personality that is consistent.
They try to take yours.
Liars and manipulators.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the advice you're giving is going to go further than you would ever expect, because it'll be a benefit to people you will never meet. I'm talking to people, young women, young men between the ages of 16 that watch this channel, and 35 and beyond. But these younger people today need this information. And even though they can find others that have been around for years talking about it, they seem to be inclined for us to do shows just like what we're doing right now. It may not be up to par to what others are accustomed to and seeing, but this is what the millennials, Gen X, Gen Zs, this is what they want. What you're doing right now. And I appreciate you immensely for being here and doing this. But now, you guys have no idea the stuff I'm gonna do. Okay, so now I'm gonna just hold on here. Just hang in there. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Hold on a second here. I'm gonna get back over here, because now you never saw this coming, my friend. But you should have never let these ladies come in here, because now I'm gonna have some fun. All right, this is the page that everybody knows. Okay, cool logo. How'd you even come up with that logo? It's like so cool.
That's one of my best friends from grammar school. She did my website, my logo, all of that for me. Yeah,
Okay.
very talented.
Over 2 million views on YouTube. Man, some people would love to catch up to where you're at, man. That's really cool. Okay, but now here we go. I want the ladies there. Trace, you get to sit and enjoy this. I want the ladies there who are there at that retreat that you have, and you're going to have more coming up. I want them to, I'm going to point out a few of these things here, these postings, and I want them to comment on it and share their thoughts on it. This is the first one.
Okay.
They'll notice the change in you, but will never take accountability to what they did to create that change. Any thoughts?
Good for us.
Yeah.
That sounded like good riddance. I guess
They don't want to.
Adios, amigos. Yeah.
They don't want to take accountability, because if they do, that means they have to change, and they don't have any intentions of changing ever.
Not the plan. Okay, here we go. Next one. You sure you're ready for this, right? Here we go. Some people only stick around because they're comfortable with you being interested in them. Read that
Yeah.
again. Any thoughts?
Mine hit a string of women. It doesn't make any difference to him on that one for me.
Yeah, I mean that the whole thing is about, you know, they love you loving them.
Yeah, they love the fact that you love them. There's nothing there though.
But they don't love back.
But they can't love
Yeah,
back.
they can't love.
So they stick around for your love of them, and you can't forget that.
And the attention and the
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah.
the oohs and the ahs.
The oohs and the ahs. Okay, here we
Yes.
go.
I like that.
Stop talking to people who aren't listening.
Yes.
Amen.
It's a waste of time.
You might as well look at the wall.
It's
Say
true.
good morning, Paul.
How many times were you in a position, you're not going to be able to number it, but how many times can you remember being in a position trying to implore, cry, express yourself to a wall, to somebody emotionally not ready to hear you?
So many.
Infinite.
It's you just can't count it.
That's all you're going to be doing with a narcissist. That's all you do. That's all you
Yeah.
will be doing is you're going to be talking to nobody. Nobody's home.
And you'll
Nobody's
even
there.
walk off at times and go, what am I doing? But then you'll do it again.
No, it's okay. So that's why I'm asking the question.
Yes.
You did it, and then you went back and did it again.
Yes.
What made you do it again?
The
Chasing
cognitive
love?
dissonance,
Cognitive.
Wanting them to change?
Hope.
Didn't want to be
and-
lonely?
Yes.
married.
Yes. Yes. All the above. Yes. Check, 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 check. It was true though on our side. It was real what we felt.
And they manipulate your mind, so you literally think that what they're saying is accurate and what you're saying is crazy, and that you're the crazy
That's the
person.
crazy
So it's
making.
crazy making.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's cuckoo, you know? That's what they
Okay.
do.
That's cuckoo, but the craziness goes to certain levels. And I got this one and I got one more, and then I'll stop torturing you this way. But I've got to ask you this posting that Trace has. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Ready.
They push and they push and they push.
Push.
And when you finally snap, they shout to get everyone's attention and point their finger.
I lived this.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you were pushed,
They cry
not
wolf.
that you can say what it is here on, well, global TV.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you did that, well, let's not say that. Let's not go to that question. We may have some, we may not.
A lot of swears, Paxton.
Yeah, I mean, I can make a long story very short. I walked into my own home, found my husband in my bedroom, in my bed with his subordinate at work. He was having an affair with somebody from his work. And then when I snapped at him, got upset with him for obvious reasons, then he went to all of his friends and his family. Is like, see, Elizabeth's the crazy person. But what person wouldn't lose their mind and go crazy
She's
in those
emotionally-
conditions? And that I was the crazy person.
I mean, imagine walking in on it. Like, we all know what was going on with the phones, but Elizabeth actually walked in on it.
Now, you ladies have looked at all these postings, and you've found yourself in situations with men who were trying to leave you, not be a part of your life, but were fake and made it look like they were, and they wanted you.
Mhm.
You survived that.
Mhm.
You survived this being pushed. You survived it.
Yep.
But right now, you're at a retreat in Florida, did not see that part of your life coming at where you are right now. Didn't see that you would be right here on the #1 amateur/professional broadcasting for the whole world, YouTube, sitting with Trace. You called her a positive mentor. None of this was a part of your plan 5 years ago.
No.
It's part of God's
But it's
plan.
but it's
part of
happening in
God's
real
plan.
time. What was that?
It's a part of
God's
God's plan.
Because you're sitting here right now and you're doing this, and a few other people were going in the background there and going in and out of the room back there. All of you are together there. But when you leave there, what are you going to remember? The best thing for you to say is me, but go ahead. What are you going? No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with
Well, the second thing after you is the friendships.
Yeah.
And how we can just relate to each other. There's nothing having a friendship with people that truly
There's
understand.
nothing fake.
And there's nothing fake.
Yeah.
Aren't you happy
It's no
that
phony
you- aren't you
baloney's in
happy
this
that you're
house.
living-
No,
Okay.
we're not that
I was-
baloney.
oh, what did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say? What did you, wait, what did you say, Trace?
No phony baloney business in this house.
I
We're
see how
had
you
enough of
changed that
those.
first word. I see how you changed the first word. So, okay. So
Yep.
look, you're going to have shared memories of moments that you made each other stronger and you complimented each other in real time for the entire world to see how you really feel about each other. That's probably more than you ever got from any relationship with a narcissist.
Right? Good point, Paxton. Really
No,
good
I'm serious.
point.
You probably were most of your life waiting for him to give you a real compliment, which was
Yeah.
natural in front of people to let them know how he felt about you. And look what you got today.
Yeah.
I appreciate each and every one of you for doing this in real time, live, for others to see. And by the way, just for the record, many of you may watch this and not know, but I'm going to say this. I know Trace knows. When we stream live, we stream to a minimum of 3 locations, social media platforms at the same time. So you're on YouTube right now, Twitter, and you're also on LinkedIn at the same time. Why am I saying that? It's because more and more people need to know that recovery is possible. It is not a pipe dream. It is not, well, at least not for Trace and these ladies. It is not, maybe for some it's this way. It's just a way to make money. There are those that are out there like that. Trace, you and I, you know, we've talked a number of times that people sometimes for years and all they want to do is sell their program. But
Yes.
to help individuals step forward and grow and reach their potential and not get in their way, that's what you've done, Trace. You've done that for a number of people for a number of years. And not everyone is for you and you're not for everyone, but you're definitely for Narc Abuse TV Network.
Yes.
And you know that. I think the world of you and how you feel about people. You're crazy, but that's why I like you. You cray, you
We're all
cray,
crazy.
you cray, but
We're crazy beautiful.
I had to do that thing.
I just said it the other day on the channel. I told everybody how crazy I am. In
you know,
case you
it's-
don't know how crazy I am.
I have a few people that watch my back since I've been doing these shows, and there are a number of them. I'm not going to mention all of them now, but you're one of them. You know, you'll give me a heads up on somebody or something, and you're one of the few people that will do that. You know, about a person or somebody. You know, about being on the show, and you give me the full, truthful story of situations. You're not gossiping or anything like that. But what's interesting about all 4 of you, and the other ladies that are there that are not on the camera, is that you were willing to take this chance to step outside of your area that you live in, your home, and go somewhere with Trace to this retreat and start the first retreat that you're doing here. So it only means you will now open the door for some other woman somewhere to step in and join you.
Yes.
If you
Amen.
had to say the benefits that you've received so far up to this point, outside of being on YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn all at the same time across the world, what is it about the retreat that has, well, made you appreciate that you're no longer with a narc? What is it about the retreat that has helped you feel better about not being with that narc?
How much stronger that I am. Yeah.
Yeah. How much more open you can be, you know?
Healed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that the healing's there. I mean, you know, when you get with like-minded people and it just grows. I mean, you know,
And there's people that are at different points of their
Levels,
healing
yes.
journey
Yeah.
too. So that'd be good, especially for somebody that's new to their healing journey.
Right.
And then you've got people that are years into their healing
Yes.
journey that can help them accordingly. So I
Yes.
think that's really cool too.
Yes.
Mhm. Which some of them outside are. So
You
it's
know?
it's almost like they have that. So, oh, I have this to look forward to. It's not going to be as
Yeah.
bad as I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody is in the same spot that we are personally in. And
Yes.
sometimes we can forget that And that may be just the person we need to be with to move outside of the spot we're in, by going to associate with people who have grown more than what we've grown. You are now at the end of the show. And at the end of the show, I play a video to thank everyone who watches and subscribes, as well as for my guests, as in this case is Trace and all of you. But before we do that, I need a favor. I need you, each one of you, to give me 2 words that describes Trace and what she means to you emotionally, what she means to you.
Just
Because
2?
right now you're all thinking clearly because you don't have fog in your brain because of the narc. The pain that they cause may be there and it may be moving away. But right now, this lady is here with you, troublemaker that she is. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. As I give everybody a little time to think of something. 2 words that describes Trace and what she emotionally means to you right now.
She's a true friend.
She saved my life. That's more than 2 words, but it's just when you get down to it, the truth.
She's a beautiful soul.
A genuine soul.
Yeah.
Yes.
She met me at one of the lowest points in my life. And I know I've said this before on the channel. I would never hurt myself, but I was in so much pain that I didn't want to live anymore. And she helped me get out of that dark point in my life. And that means a lot to me. And she's a beautiful person, inside and out. And I know that God brought her into my life to help me put a name to this, to help me know I wasn't crazy, and to help me along the way on my healing journey. And I feel so blessed to have her in my life.
I want to say this if I can.
Oh my God, you guys.
My story goes back 40 years. This is the first person who ever listened to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Allowed me to be myself.
Yes.
You're gonna make me cry, girl.
And I love her, truly.
We do.
I love you guys.
We do. We love her.
Wow, I didn't know I was going to be crying today.
She did her eyeshadow and everything.
Yeah, I didn't need to put on makeup today.
You stepped into the wrong show, girl. You should know I'll be messing with you. Because emotions are real. And so many people suppress them from what I'm learning when they're with a toxic person or a narcissistic person. An abusive person will make your emotions non-existent so they don't have to see the filth that they're causing. But all of you are now free. You're open. I love what you said, Kim. You're open. You send me the videos today, Trace, and then I go to sit down and finish putting the show together so we can get together. And I'm busting up laughing at KB here, kicking Kim. And there's a few shots of Tess looking as if she's overseeing everyone to make sure that you get out of hand the right way. And so there's a lot there. I don't want to say anymore. Everybody's going to find out when I put the videos together, and I'm going to make something out of them, make a little mini movie for you. But they'll see it when I finally release it. But you'll see it mainly on YouTube than you will on Instagram. But all of you have shown the playful side. You've shown what it means to be without that abuse. The playfulness of you as a woman, when it's a guy, him, all of that being a kid again comes out. And that's what I noticed with the videos. Yeah. You guys don't be going over there setting stuff on fire though. Be that kind of kid, arsonist kids. But yeah, what I was gonna say. Thank you.
Ideas.
Don't give no ideas. No, please don't. Don't get me sued. No. Okay. So anyhow, thank you all very much, Trace. Again, thanks for being the spearhead for this. And you didn't know you had that much love sitting there with you, and we haven't even got to the other 2 people and what they think. Now you guys can have that discussion later. If they say something different.
There's 3 more out there,
Yeah,
right?
there's
There's 3 more. Oh, that's right. There is 6. Yeah, that's right. There's 3 more. Hey, I can't count. I'm from the ghetto. But anyhow, what I was going to say is, I appreciate you guys again. As I said, on our way out, if everybody can wave, because I'm going to reach over here, and then I'm going to put on a video that says goodbye. And then, as usual, when the video's done, everybody here can't see it, but I'll be talking to all of you when the video is done, as soon as the show is over with. Okay? So you guys hang in there. Everybody, have a great weekend. I love each and every one of you. And whatever you do, stay narc free and don't tolerate foolishness from knuckleheads. We'll see you later.
Amen.
Bye.